As Indians, all of us at one time or other have witnessed extensive damage to the life and property caused due to the earthquakes in India. India has a history of devastating earthquakes. If we go through geographical statistics, it is said that 54% of land in India is vulnerable to earthquakes.
The word earthquake has become quite common. In the 2016, we have registered more than 5 major earthquakes. In the first month of this year, earthquakes struck the northeastern state of Manipur and Assam, in which 11 people died and more than 200 were injured. A medium-intensity earthquake measuring 3.5 on Richter scale hit Haryana on 22nd August, with tremors felt across Delhi NCR and the neighbouring areas. On the same day, medium-intensity earthquake measuring 3.5 on Richter scale hit Kohima, the capital of Nagaland. On 25th August, an earthquake of magnitude 6.5 on the Richter scale hit Myanmar, with tremors felt across East India. Tremors were also felt across West Bengal and Assam.
Set up in country, around 54 to 60% of the area is prone to earthquake, and out of that 12% is extremely prone to it, and that runs throughout the Himalayas up to northeast India in Assam, Manipur and all, and some parts of Nepal, Bihar border, Kutch, and we see the impacts towards Delhi as well. This is basically because of the plate tectonics, which is beneath the earth. Slight movement in that, which is moving at the rate of somewhere 3 to 4 centimeters in a year. So slight movement in that is basically bringing waves, which is resulting into earthquakes.
According to the United Nations and the World Bank report, around 200 million city dwellers in India will be exposed to earthquakes and storm by the year 2050. This is a horrifying stat. So we asked the environment professor P.K. Joshi.
We get to see that with frequency, the intensity of impact which is happening onto society, that has increased. As population is growing and intensification of population density is higher, so we get to understand that the impact of these phenomena, which were always there, earthquakes and all, that impact has increased very high.
The factors responsible for such sorry state of affair can be mainly categorized into 2 categories. One among them being the natural factors and the other being the man-made factors.
Increase in urban population means one is urban areas are expanding, but at the same time the density of human population is increasing. So our older buildings, they are vulnerable for that. So country has taken a notice of this, like we have Ministry of Earth Sciences, which have a center which works on seismology. Likewise, there are many universities and institutes like ours as well, which work in this direction. So research is on, and often again we get to understand that where all, which are the sensitive areas, where all such kind of incidents can happen. You can always identify locations where, the locations which are sensitive to earthquake. So that is country has already done. We have Indian Space Research Organization, the program which, takes care of space science and all. So using satellite data sets and all, many of the, researchers, they have developed some of the atlases which have identified, demarcated very clearly the sensitive zones and all. At the same time, we have a disaster management unit, National Institute for Disaster Management and the ministry on that.
As human beings, we do not have a control over nature, but the damage can be minimized if man-made factors are eliminated.
Man-made, we need a very systematic land use planning, distribution of population, distribution, and the way land use has been talked about. Yeah, so there are many things which often which are against proper land use planning, like what you said, illegal mining is there or illegal constructions are there. Many a times we get to understand along the riverbeds constructions are done. So we need a very thoughtful, practical land use planning, and that need to be followed very correctly. Regulatory mechanism is required, but at the same time ensuring that is implemented at the ground level. So hazards will be there, but what we need to carry out activities are so that we can minimize the impact of those hazards.
We as human beings share a responsibility to conserve and protect our mother nature by every possible means, and this can be done by reducing the man-made factors at an individual level.